What's going on, traders? Welcome back to Start Swing Trade. And it looks like we got ourselves a rally based on Waller. What? What is going on here? Of course, the Hawk going dovish. Interesting to see, right? And what were those comments that were said? Of course, it looks like Fed official Christoper Waller suggesting potential interest rates cut if inflation continues to come down, right? Decline. He even mentioned a potential rate cut by spring. That will definitely do it. That will move the markets, team. So we were talking about this on live trading as it happened. And really, what did I catch? I caught the price action on the cues. So let's take a look at that price action and talk all about what happened there. And so I'm going to go to the 1 minute just to kind of show you guys that outlook and show you guys exactly what happened there, right? And it was a pretty big pop, right? And I think that that's important to kind of catch, especially on a day like today, right? And we eventually saw a downturn a little bit later. So let's talk a little bit about that, right? So when did that pop happen? Well, that pop happened right here around 10:30s, right? We started grinding higher. And I'm there like, man, what is going on right now? Christoper Waller getting a little bit dovish? Hmm, that's interesting. So what did I do? I jumped on my long side that I was already playing, and this was not necessarily based on the Fed's comment, but I was here taking a swing on Tesla, and I was almost, ready to get out in the name, and all of a sudden, quick pop to the upside. And next thing you know, Tesla is roaring to the upside. And of course, why am I taking this trade in Tesla? Why am I swing trading in Tesla? And you guys know long term how I feel about this company, especially going into 24. I'm not the biggest bull on this, but I wanted to catch this move before the Cybertruck event. There's a reason why I think they moved it down to noontime on Thursday, is that they wanted to have this event in the open market versus what Tesla normally does when it does events. It normally does it in a closed market or aftermarket time, right? And this is surprising to me, right? A little part of me was also seeing all the negativity out there on Elon, right? As an entrepreneur, for comments that he said, right? We're not going to get into the actual comments that he said, whether you guys agree or disagree. It gets really political really quickly. But what I'm here is to make the money, of course. And I saw a money opportunity here where some people are, of course, betting to the downside on Elon based on probably emotional needs. And then what did I do? I said, you know what? This is an opportunity because the Tesla bulls, they're going to probably want to defend here and get this riding higher into the Cybertruck event. And that's exactly what we got today. Of course, that event comes on Thursday, and that's at noon. So I'll probably be out of this by the time that event happens. But let's give you guys perspective here. I only have 25 shares left here from this trade. Originally, I was all the way down there towards 235s. But I did add another 25 shares and then eventually selling 50 shares at 245.41, which gave me a really nice gain on the day. I could go into the net positives, but you guys see it on the screen there. I don't necessarily, I don't like to be the type of person that thinks about the positive in the dollar sense, but more in the position and, of course, what percentages, because percentages are what matter most. Like right now, I'm up, let's say, 4.55% on the position, around that. I can go ahead and calculate it, but I'm going to leave it at that for the conversation, right? I think that this is so important as a swing trader. What do I do now, right? Because essentially, this was a day trade that turned into a swing trade because it's going so well. At this point, I just want to ride it higher. So I take majority of it off and get to a sizing that if it came back to me, I would be okay with cutting break even. But this is what I call a position of strength now. Being dollars and points away from this, and to put it in perspective, I'm 10 points away or close to 10 points away on the name just in one day. Gives me what? Position of strength. And it's so important to get into these positions of strength because this is truly how I go ahead and do what? bend the equity curve. This is what I talk about all the time, that you need to know how to hit the brake pedal and hit the gas pedal in certain moments. This trade was a really nice setup. And why was it a really nice setup? It was a nice setup on the daily chart. And I was seeing it this morning and I was like, you know what? We're coming to support. We have the attempted run that it could run right back towards like this 247 area and start getting back to the resistance. We're near the support around the 235s, 233 levels. Let's see if we can get back above this. Then I went to the hourly levels and I could see more of this kind of rising triangle that was trying to hold in here. And let me go to the autos so I can show you guys that in just a second here. So here's the daily chart that you can clearly see the support just coming back towards that 233s, 234s. And sorry about my camera. I'm just having a little bit of issues on the camera. I'll put the screen full screen so you guys can just see this. So this is what I was seeing it this morning, just coming to that. And then also I could see these kind of trend lines coming back on the 1 hour and catching every time it came back, it caught some dips buys, right? So at this point, I see a dip back there towards that 235. And I was like, you know what? This is where I'm going to go ahead and size in, try to be in the 235s, risk off like 234s down here and below, and then looking for the move back to resistance, which was all the way up there to 244s. So really good move up on the daily now. As you can see, this chart is trying to get to that trend line. It rejected the trend line last time it was here, which was right in this area. You can see it right here. And so we were looking like we were trying to get back above that. And I was thinking, you know what? This could run to 250. Do I think that this is going to be a, let's say, $300 stock anytime soon? No, I don't think that, guys. I just think that it could get some pop going into the event, and then it's going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. That's the way I'm trading it. We'll see what happens now as I hold on to a remainder position and look to expand the win. That's what I'm trying to do. All right, let's go ahead. Let's bring myself back here. You guys smash the like if you guys are enjoying the action. And percentages mean crap. I don't believe in that one single bit, Jay. If you ask the best traders, they're not telling you it in reference to dollars. They're telling it to you in reference to percentages. Trust me, I talk to some of the best, and they don't go and tell me, hey, I made 236 on this trade. No, a lot of times they're going to tell me I made 2% on the trade and risked about 1%, something like that. And that's why I focus on percentages. Yes, in the long run, if it's going to feed you, like literally feed you on the table, I think that, yeah, dollar amounts are going to matter to you. But I think as newer traders and beginning or maybe intermediate level traders, I say you strictly try to stay in percentages because it's going to keep you in the mathematical probability and focus on the quantitative side versus focusing on just dollar amounts. I don't necessarily think that is beneficial for traders, but hey, to each his own. If you don't like that, hey, just toss it to the side and keep going, guys. All right, let's keep going, team. We'll take a look at what else is out there in the market. Let's keep taking a look to see what else is available also here. And the real big thing on the percentages, just to kind of wrap up that conversation, is that that's how I was able to learn how to really focus on it, was when I started to say, okay, let's not so worry about the capital that we're making or the capital into the trade. Let's worry about the percentages that we're getting out. Because if we can focus on percentages and just be consistent there, then it's going to be a matter of sizing up. So I do think that sizing is important, but you do talk in percentage. Jay, ask Dennis Dick tomorrow if he worries about the dollar. Does he talk about the dollar amounts or does he talk about the percentages? I'll tell you right now, even a guy like Dennis Dick talks about percentages. Percentages matter, large or small, especially small fish. Yeah, I definitely think it's important. But hey, let's move on from that. It's not really something that's going to be benefiting battling on that. I just think it's so important to focus on that. And I've seen that swing traders, especially, they have a tendency of focusing more and more on the percentages gained. All right, let's keep going. Let's get to the next conversation. We can get out of Tesla. Of course, you guys see that action, but let's go to the market overall. Today, real estate leading the boat. That's interesting to see, right? So let's talk a little bit about what else is showing up here. You guys see some healthcare facilities getting a little bit of an up move here. So I don't trade these ever. I don't think I've ever traded any of these names like Peak or something like that. But it's interesting to see that, right? Healthcare overall, actually, the second leading sector to the downside. So we're seeing more and more pullbacks in there. And industrials finally pulling back there after the recent run. You can see it here on the XLI, but it's holding also the 9 EMA, which is that light blue line. So that tells me that more and more that we can kind of pay attention to these pullbacks and see if they go ahead and get the next lift. Of course, Boeing was doing really good and has continued to do good. Another good day there for Boeing. And that's impressive, really. I mean, I didn't expect to see that continue the strength there. How's Cat and Deer doing? Cat is trying to set up to do another move. Deer, it's hanging on by a thread. We'll see what happens on these industrial names. And then, of course, GE, the one that can't be stopped. I pulled back today, but by no means will I say that this trend's broken, because every time I've seen this break, it comes right back up. All right, we'll see what else is going on. Let's keep going. Let's get into other areas of the market. Utilities doing pretty decent today, up 0.54. Nothing that I would pay attention in this. I just don't expect to see this continuing. The XLU is another way to look at this. Of course, the utility names. You could take a look at some of the leaders like Duke and Nextera, but with high interest rates, I don't think these are the stocks next year. And I don't think the Fed cuts next year. If you do feel that way, then maybe you'd look at the utility names as a name that could get the lift if interest rates start to actually come down. But other than that, for right now and the time being, I don't see that happening. So I'm not really paying attention to these names. All right. Like always, it's if you guys feel like you guys like the utilities or feel that the cut will come, then I would definitely keep these on my radar. All right, let's move into a different area. Let's go to defensives as they got a nice little move here. Defensive stocks getting a nice little push. Discount stores coming back here. All right. BIG with a nice little move off the bottom there. Dollar Tree getting a nice little pushback. Walmart starting to make a curl back. We'll see if Walmart can actually fill some of this gap back. How's Costco doing? Just slightly in the green. This one came down with the Walmart move, but went up faster than the Walmart move. And let's take a look at Target. Man, this has continued to make the move. I thought by now it would be already back down, but hey, there you guys have it. Looks like this trend has changed a little bit. It's going to have some fight when it gets to 135, but for right now, I don't see this chart changing around. So maybe this still even gives us opportunities on the day trade action for Target. BJ also coming back a little bit, not the biggest move there. So we'll look at also XRT and things like that. I've been keeping an eye on the retail names. Of course, you guys remember I did a swing trade up to the 62. And then it pulled back and gave us the opportunity to go for the next move and then pull back to the 9 EMA, right back up. This is how I like to play the XRT at least. And that's one thing that I'm going to keep in mind. This was a great play going into seasonality. And if you've held it all the way until now, hey, shout out to you guys. Now, did you guys catch the interesting stock in GME taking a little bit of a blast off look today? And it's blasting off right now, maybe even into the close. I even tried to get after this with an AMC trade, which I did stay in the green. I will tell you guys, I stayed in the green on AMC. I took like 30, 40 bucks on this, nothing much, $31 to be exact. And I also was able to play a smaller name that I'll bring up in a second. But GME, what a move there, guys. And this just seems like a little bit of a squeeze, but we were seeing squeezes in other names too. Looks like Playboy had a good move there today. I'm going to keep watch. Some people were saying that this was Roaring Kitty that was causing this nice little spike, and it could be. I mean, it got a lot of volume today. 11.1 million shares there in GameStop. That's not something that you see common. So definitely a big pop there. Now, can it continue? I mean, I don't know. We'll have to keep a watch. Wayfair with another day two move, and my internet is being a little bit unstable. So let me know if I'm starting to cut out, team. If I start to cut out, I'll probably just end it in a little bit. I'm trying to let the connection come back there. You guys can blame Spectrum. Give them a call. Tell them to give Money Mitch some better internet. But hey, you know, it's Spectrum. Wayfair, nice move right back up. Did shop continue strong? Ooh, somewhat. I mean, it came down earlier in the day and then now it's starting to come back up. But man, it got a downgrade this morning. And what an opportunity for it to get that downgrade. It felt like to me like they downgraded it and bought it, but that'd be surprising. So just to kind of state who was it that downgraded this? Let me just go ahead and pull it up here. Just give me 1 second here, guys. I think I have it right here. Dun dun dun. So much action out there. There it is. No, that's not it here. Boom. All right, guys, let me give you that upgrade, downgrade this morning. So that was very important to catch. And at least we talked about it on pre-market prep. You guys aren't catching pre-market prep. You guys are missing this, of course. This morning, Piper Sandler downgrading Shopify to underweight and lowering price target to 56. Well, probably not the right day to do it, but hey, I can't blame them for trying it. It did pull back and starting to get the love. We'll see what happens there. How's a stock like Best Buy doing today? There you guys see a nice little lift there. Continuing to watch those Black Friday stocks. Amazon gave some Black Friday numbers. It came back from red to green today. Not as much of a pop as I thought it would get. It did get some type of love, but nothing massive there. All right, let's continue. Let's catch up what you guys are talking about in the chat. It's 3:55, guys. What stock do you guys want to take a look at? If you guys want to take a look at any stock in the whole stock market right now, throw it up in the chat. All right, guys. I was able to kind of take profits in a smaller name, ICCM. So just to kind of give you perspective, this was kind of a cup and handle pattern. I normally don't talk about smaller names like this, but it was such a really nice trade that I kind of wanted to show you guys the pattern there. Of course, this was kind of like a cup and handle out the gates, nice little cupping pattern, came back on the pullback, then caught the next lift. I sold out like into the 136 and got it at 120. So it really wasn't the biggest gain cent wise. Percentages are going to look better here, right? But this was a nice little cup and handle trade for those smaller traders out there to catch. All right, let's keep going. Let's go to some other trades in the market. I was kind of focused on energy. What happened in the XLE? I will tell you guys that I got fully out of this position, but a little part of me is like, man, maybe should have stuck around for this because we're right back into this 85 spot. The only thing that can happen here is if they do a production cut, this could easily be at like 88, right? So you got to understand your risk to return. But one thing I clearly see is every time we get into this space, we reject. This is about the fourth time that we're up towards the 85 and starting to come back down. I don't know, man. I feel like everyone's starting to bet that oil is starting to go up. And then that's when they knock it down. So we'll see what happens. I'm fully out of the position. Took some gains today, but something that I'll keep on my eyes. All right, ZS goes green. Zscaler, of course. Yeah, nice little pullback, right? Great opportunity on this. I know Jay was all over this one, and it had good earnings. This just goes to show you that sometimes I know that we focus on fundamentals and I know that we talk about them all the time, but the truth is that you never know when it's in the kind of the forefront, right? Or what they're really focusing on the report. This morning, everyone was going to talk about how the PE was very high and how that could have been what affected the company and why it was down. But the truth is, it could have also just been like a high bar, low bar situation, right? And I know that you guys pay attention to that all the time. But it's definitely interesting to see this come back. And this tells me more and more to pay attention to those cybersecurity stocks, CrowdStrike, PanW coming back and really staying strong here. So I don't see this trend changing anytime soon. AMC's waking up. Green thoughts. Yes. I don't know about AMC's waking up that much. I played it today. I would definitely say GME woke up, but look at AMC here towards the end. It does seem like some people are playing it because look at the volume that's come in the last kind of like 5 or 10 minutes here. Somebody's taking that swing opportunity. We'll see if GME can keep going. It's up there to 1350, man. Put this in perspective. From the open, GME is up 13%. So pretty good move, guys. And that's why I focus on percentage, man. You make 13% in one day. Ring that bell, get the hell out of here and celebrate, man, because that's a hell of a trade. All right, let's keep going, team. Tesla, you're not doing me wrong, man. Continuing to the upside now, 246.73. I gotta say, I think I did this one today. It was good timing. Sometimes you in trading, a lot of the times is going to take the timing into it. If I would have played this probably yesterday, probably get wrecked. Especially yesterday, it was a tough day for it. But today, it comes and it starts to take off. And a lot of times trades will take off to the point where they don't let you come back in. And what do I mean by that? You see how this orange line is my VWAP line? Once we cross the VWAP right here, where the momentum came in, and then of course volume increased on this big push when the Qs were starting to push. You see how it never comes back to VWAP? I think that's important to catch. Whenever I see that and the stock doesn't want to come back to VWAP, that shows me more and more how they're taking the offer, and they're buying up, buying up, buying up. They're jumping on the ask, and that's what you want to see in a stock that's trying to make the next move. Of course, I have my position, but you guys, like always, choose your own levels, keep an eye on it, and we'll see what happens. Did you catch the swing on ship? I don't know, man. The shipping stocks, we'll see, man. It would be interesting to see those things take off. Look at the volume that's in this thing, though. I know I've been keeping an eye on it, and I have an alert set there in shipping. Let's take a look at this right here. No, not this one. Shipping imports here. All right, so the biggest stocks, right? And that's what I always like to focus. So if these stocks start to show the strength, like Starbuck, that would be one that I'd keep on watch. The volume has gotten a little bit better. It's starting to pull back. Almost set alert at 2033. I'll keep a watch on it, Wisdom. We'll find out. All right, let's keep going, guys. That's going to do it for us. It's already 4:01, man. The markets are closed, and Tesla continues to grind higher, man. All right, not a bad day to catch that move. So, hey, trade of the day, definitely my Tesla. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys think that this is one of those to hang on? Are you guys fan of the Cybertruck? Are you guys taking this type of trade? And what do you guys think of course, Waller's comments as the Fed comes in and plays both sides of the coin today? I did see some hawkish comments, but definitely highlighted by Christoper Waller's, of course, dovish comments versus his hawkish outlook that he's been on with the possibility of a rate cut coming in spring. We'll have to wait and find out. Like always, guys, smash the like. I will see you guys bright and early on pre-market prep tomorrow. We'll talk all about the action. And like always, guys, this is for educational purposes only. Smash the like if you guys enjoy the action. I had a great day. I hope I see you guys bright and early on pre-market prep. We're going to have a lot to talk about, especially no one was expecting to hear comments like this from the Fed. So that surprise shook up the market, gave a little bit of a rally today. I'm jumping on that rally. Now, the only question is, what will happen in the morning? Find out right here on Benzinga, of course.